Hey y'all, welcome back to Poplar Creek Farm. I am once again in my basement, in my grow area. I've still got a couple things under here. These are actually plants for my neighbor. They are hardened off at this point, but I've been still bringing them under the lights just because she's out of town for a little bit. So you may be wondering why I am in my basement when it's totally gardening season outside now. Well, I am starting a couple things for friends, family, and the market. People we know, things like that. So I'm a little late to the game on these, but I had no room. When I had my grow station full, I mean, it was full of tomatoes and peppers. So I didn't have a chance to start herbs and some flowers, things that I really should have started. So these should have been started like a month and a half ago. Some dahlia seeds, but these are for a neighbor who got some compost from. So I am going to go ahead and get them started, at least get them established somewhat, and then give them to her. And we're going to grow some of these ourselves. I threw a bunch of seeds in here, and some of them I'm not starting in here. Like calendula, I'm not. Cosmos, marigolds, not starting any of those in here. Dahlias, more dahlias. I'm going to start some lavender. And this is also really kind of supposed to be started a while back, but that's okay. So these are direct sow. I think that's direct sow. Yeah. And let's see, what else do I have here? So marshmallow, blue vervain. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And tobacco, like the flower, not starting tobacco. And then I'm gonna start some herbs. So I was at the market yesterday, and this is my second week of the market, and honestly, it went really well. My market's been going great. I'm loving it, and also doing pretty well, which is super exciting. So I'm having a blast. But some really cool things happened yesterday. So right across from us at the market is a local bread company that is pretty well known in Utica, and they the owner actually came over and bought a couple. He started with 4 tomato plants, and asked, like, you know, what was really good, but, you know, different varieties. And I was talking to him. I gave him some Paul Robeson, because he's going to plant them outside of their shop, and he's going to use those tomatoes on some of the baked goods, which is incredible. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're gonna do this. And then he took my cards and he's gonna display them at his shop, and I'm just like amazed and just overwhelmed and excited. And then he was asking about herbs, and I said, well, I don't have them started yet, but like they'll be coming in the next couple weeks. So I definitely want to get herbs started so that if he wants any, he can come get some. So let's see, what am I gonna start? I think I'm going to start some lemon balm. I'm probably starting a lot of these because I haven't actually started any herbs for myself even. I don't know if I'm going to do mint this year. We'll see. I might just try to direct sow some of these. You can, like, it's not recommended, but definitely some oregano. I gotta see how much I have of oregano because it doesn't feel very full, but these seeds are also teeny tiny. Got some one of these. So I actually have a lot of seeds, but they're like minuscule, like they're tiny. So I'm gonna start some oregano. Holy basil. Oh, I'm putting these over here. I'm not gonna do that. That's celery. I don't really know what's in there. Some parsley, some winter thyme, yarrow. Maybe I'll sell that outside. We'll see. I don't know. Rosemary. I have more lavender. I might start that too. Definitely some basil. This is Emily basil. I'm gonna start a couple. I think I have a couple basils. Cilantro. So here in New York, yes, cilantro likes warm weather or cool weather better. But in New York, it actually typically does pretty well over the summer even. I'm gonna try to start some catnip. Let's see how many seeds. Oh my gosh, they're all stuck to the top here. Yeah, I've got some catnip left. Start that. Another time. I have a couple of same things. I should probably put them together so I start them somewhat together. Okay, these are the same things. These thyme are the same. I have 2 giant of Italy parsley. And I've got typical Genovese basil, which is like a very common basil to use. Chamomile, and this. Oh, you are supposed to start them inside. I didn't know that. I guess I'll start those inside too. More holy basil. I have a pot of holy basil, and that's something you can start outside. And I probably will just direct sow those. I'm actually just gonna put. No, I'll start one inside to sell too. I'll start a little bit. More oregano, more Greek oregano. So I've got plenty of oregano. And these were overpacked due to low germination. This packet was. So that means I should have probably like almost double the amount of seeds. I guess that's overpacked. Those are so freaking tiny. So we'll sow those heavily. That's one of those things that's really good to look at. Like this one, this was packed for 2020 though, so it is an older pack, and so the germination is not going to be necessarily as good, but it was 95% germination. It's one thing I do like about Johnny Select Seeds. They do tell you the germination rate and when the test was. More cilantro. These are different cilantros, so maybe not. I don't know. More yarrow. I think I'm just gonna plant it outside. Got some dill. And that's a direct seed only, so I'm gonna plant this outside, and then I will hopefully sell it as bundles. And then a moss curled parsley. So the biggest ones I want to start, obviously, are basil, parsley, oregano, thyme. Ones that people know. Those are the ones that people know. But I am gonna start other ones as well, like the cilantro, the lemon balm. I may start some mint because people I know do like it. Yeah, I'll probably start a little bit of mint. When do I ever like just start a few things? Never. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays. They're 50 cells. So I'm probably just gonna start them all. Because why not? You know? I really start way too much stuff. But I also have the flowers to start. So one whole tray will be just flowers. And then the other ones will be herbs. So let's get started planting. I've also had multiple people ask me when they come up to look at my seedlings. They're like, oh, do you have this mint? Do you have, you know, this herb? Do you have herbs? And I'm like, no, not yet. Sorry. So I got to get on those. Because clearly people want the herbs right now. But the thing is, I don't like starting herbs actually right away. Because again, if you don't manage them really closely, a lot of times they'll flower before you can actually use them. So they'll flower before you have enough tomatoes to make sauce, kind of thing. So, I mean, you can dry it, you can harvest and dry them, but a lot of people want them fresh. So I think it is kind of good in a way to start them a little bit later. Or maybe I'm just justifying my lateness. But let's get started. Another cool thing that happened yesterday is after the market, somebody on Facebook had asked, a friend of a friend had asked, you know, does anybody know any farmers markets or people that sell at farmers markets? You know, asking around for basically local vendors. And one of my friends said, oh, she does, Kirsten does. And so I commented back and I said, yeah, this is my farm. I sell, you know, at the Oneida Market, and I will be selling at the New Hartford Market. And so she sent me a message, and she works for a local gym in the area, and they are opening up a brand new gym July 1st. And it's a pretty darn big gym in this area, in the Utica area, and they would like to do a farmer's market the weekend before to kind of help promote them, but also to help promote local vendors, local farmers, local food, that kind of a thing. And so we are going to go ahead and do that one as well. So that'll be the last Sunday. I believe it's going to be the last Sunday in June. Not all the details are worked out at this point. They're just starting to get this all together. But I am so excited to be able to do another, I mean, it's just going to be a one-time event, but still, another event, another market. I feel like my garden is way too small now. Not that my garden is huge, but it's just, it's going to be, like, I could sell so much produce this summer. So that's going to be for the future. As long as, you know, things still continue to go well this year, I am absolutely 100% expanding next year to be able to fit more, to be able to sell more produce. And we went to till up at my mom's land yesterday to be able to plant the squashes, and our tiller's broken. It's not working. It will not. The tines will turn until they hit the ground, and then they just stop. So we're trying to figure out that out. We're in contact with the local distributor of the tractor we got. It's not where we got our tiller, but they're very helpful. Clinton Tractor in Clinton, New York. They're incredible. They sell New Holland tractors, and they are just super, super helpful with like other things too. Like they don't seem to hesitate to help when it's a question like this. Like, yes, we bought our tractor from you. No, we didn't buy our tiller from you, but we have a question. So yeah, we've been in contact with them to figure out what's going on. We think we have an idea of the part that's not working on the tiller, but it's just a matter of getting it taken apart to look at it, and it's just a pain. And it was quite frustrating because my husband drove all the way up to my parents' land, which isn't far from us, but on a tractor it's not a super quick drive, and started tilling, and then it stopped working. So that was frustrating. Plus, I'm a little frustrated because I want to get my squashes planted, and I have no more room in my garden because I had intended on planting up my parents' land. And so yeah, might be a little late on the planting of that, which is okay. They'll still produce. We just need to get it fixed like this week and get that ground tilled and get that in, so that we aren't too much behind. Oh my goodness gracious. I did all of these and I don't have any bottom trays in there. Crap. I mean, it's really not the worst thing in the world. It's not super ideal, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Especially because I can up-pot these pretty early. I'll up-pot them pretty early. But dang it. I'm not even thinking. Whatever. It is what it is. We'll try it. You're supposed to put in there. Good Lord, I'm dropping everything. And this would make it a lot easier to bottom water because I could pick up the soil blocks, but it is what it is. I did it and it's done and it doesn't matter at this point. All right, so let's get some oregano planted. Alright guys, now that all my herbs are planted in here and my flowers are started, I'm going to go ahead and start some flowers outside in front of the garden just to kind of attract pollinators and all the good things. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Remember, we're growing today for a better tomorrow. Please like and subscribe and join me on the next one.